What if the reason every crowd seems to lose control when Disclosure plays isn't just the music, but the way they quietly build a moment that feels bigger than the stage itself? Because at first, nothing about it looks overwhelming. There's no chaos, no screaming drop right away, just a steady pulse, a clean rhythm, something almost too controlled for what's about to happen. And that's exactly where it starts to feel different. Because while most artists try to hit you instantly, Disclosure lets the tension breathe. They let the crowd sit in that space where anticipation slowly turns into pressure, and you can actually see it in people's faces. That subtle shift from movement to focus, from talking to waiting. Like everyone senses something is coming, but no one knows exactly when. And that uncertainty is where the magic builds, because the longer the delay, the stronger the reaction. And when that first real transition hits, it doesn't feel like a drop. It feels like a release, like the entire crowd has been holding something in without realizing it, and suddenly it all comes out at once. And that's the moment people don't expect, because it's not just loud, it's not just energetic, it's synchronized emotion. Thousands of people reacting at the exact same time to something that was carefully constructed seconds before. And this is where Disclosure separates themselves, because they don't rely on randomness or chaos. Everything is intentional. Every layer, every pause, every build is designed to guide the crowd into that one explosive second. And when it lands, it feels earned, not forced. Which is why the reaction looks so different compared to other sets. Because it's not just jumping or shouting, it's a full body response. People turning to each other, hands in the air, that instant connection where strangers feel like they're part of the same moment. And that's something you can't fake with just volume or visuals. It comes from understanding exactly how a crowd thinks and feels in real time. And if you watch closely, you'll notice that before the biggest moments, things actually get quieter, more minimal, almost like the energy is being pulled back on purpose. And that contrast is what makes the impact hit harder. Because when everything finally comes together, the sound, the lights, the movement, it doesn't just feel like music anymore. It feels like a shift in the entire atmosphere. And that's why even people who don't know the track still react the same way. Because it's not about familiarity, it's about timing, tension, and release. A formula that sounds simple, but is almost impossible to execute at this level. And maybe that's the real reason every crowd ends up looking like this. Not because they planned to, not because they were told to, but because for a few seconds, the music takes full control of the room, and everyone inside it moves the same way without even thinking about it. And by the time it's over, it doesn't feel like you just watched a performance. It feels like you experienced something that only existed in that exact moment. Something you couldn't fully predict, and definitely couldn't recreate the same way twice. Which is exactly why people keep coming back, and why every time Disclosure steps onto a stage like this, there's always that one question hanging in the air before the drop hits. What's about to happen this time?